I think we're live. I'm pretty much I lagged. I'm getting my questions here ready for you guys. As you know, every time we start, I hope that you guys are doing all right. Please let us know where you're watching from. Thank you so much, Naresh, for the support to the channel. This live is really important because I will be going over the most frequently asked questions before we get to the video where we talk about jobs, where we talk about wages, and all of these things. This is going to be the live. It's going to be a short live, but it's going to be a very informative live. I'm going to give people about, I don't know, let's say 15 minutes. Let's give people 15 minutes to load in before we just start going into the frequently asked questions and we can talk about it. Um, I don't know if you guys know, but I think the channel just hit 70,000 subscribers. Hopefully it stays in 70,000. It's it's amazing. So I'm really honored to say that we're a big community now of 70,000 subscribers. Um, I want to also mention that the videos about work and wages and spending in Russia, those are going to come out in Saturday and Sunday. So I'm planning on producing these videos and releasing them this weekend. I want to get into a rhythm of making the videos and for you guys to watch them every weekend so you can tune in so that you know that you can get your information on the weekend. Unless it's breaking news, then I won't wait until the weekend. I'll just produce it whenever I can. That's basically how this decree information has been happening on this channel. When the news came out, I had a really good friend, actually a bunch of good friends. Jay, one of our moderators, she's one of them. She's let me all the information, and all the information that she found, she sent it to me, and we kind of processed it together amongst my friends, and we brought it forward to you guys. So thank you guys so much for joining. If you're just joining right now, we will be going over the news in about 7 minutes. So in 7 minutes, we're going to go over the frequently asked questions. If you guys are just logging in, remember to always comment where you're watching from. I think it's really important for other viewers to see who's watching, because you can see that we're coming from all over the world. We have people, I mean, Sid somewhere in a freaking island in the middle of the Pacific in Hawaii. So this is the world that we live in. We're connected through the internet, and it's really, really cool. Oh, really cool. Yeah. American in Crimea is also one really good friend of mine who feeds me information, and basically it's a network. So when you guys decide to visit Russia, you're not going to be alone. You're not going to be the random tourist. You're always going to have the backing of people who are already here, people who have already been here, and a network of friends. Okay, let's see where you guys are watching from. I love reading. Hello, Edelwolf. Hello, Savannah, Georgia. Absolutely beautiful. Good evening. Fiji. Wow, Dominican Republic, Kentucky, um, Konos. Never heard of Konos. I will Google that because I've never heard of this place. So I got trolled. He's from another planet. That's hilarious. I love that. Hello from Austria, Österreich, UK. Right. So as you guys can see, we have people from France, Iowa, and we have people from other planets. So again, this live, I have my frequently asked questions here, and you're really going to want to stay to hear about them. Jay, of course, is watching us from London. And the point of these questions are so that you guys can be ready for September 1st, okay? September 1st is when the list of nations is going to come out. And I will be reporting on that. But before that list comes out, you have to be mentally prepared to know that you're going to need different paperwork before you even think about coming to Russia. So we're going to be going over the paperwork. I will be making a permanent video. So you guys who are watching live are getting the advanced news. I wanted to do this right now because there seems to be a gap right now. People are commenting, what do I need? How do I get there? This information you guys should already know, so I'm doing this in advance before September 1. Let's see. So yeah, Alex, this is the kind of information you're going to get here on this live. You're going to get more information on the paperwork. Of course, there's going to be more requirements on September 1 that they might say, but I want to catch you guys up before September 1. That's the purpose of this live. Watching from Florida, really cool. It's almost time to get into the frequently asked questions, guys. So remember to comment where you're watching from because I'm still reading them. Philippine expat, really cool. Castroville, Texas. Um, it's watching from Latvia, Riga, really cool. Um, Really, really cool. Okay. Another thing, the two last videos that we've made on this channel have been super successful, guys. I really appreciate you guys for watching those videos. Because YouTube, when you guys click the videos, it pushes them out. And as you can see, now our channel has reached 70,000 subscribers. It ballooned with these last 3 to 4 videos, and it seems that many of you guys are really looking for this information, and I'm so happy to give it to you. Again, I haven't done the process, but I am very well informed because I mentioned I have a network of friends here in Russia and a network of friends outside of Russia. The moderators that you see on this channel, they are some of the best people out there. They gather information, curate it, and they push it forward. The people that you see with the little blue wrench, these are our administrators on the channel, and they're really good at what they do. They answer many questions. So we're getting up here in 2 minutes. We will be going over the frequently asked questions. Greetings to all from Omsk, Siberian. Oleg. Hello, brat. Hello. Okay, let's see. I have the frequently asked questions loaded, and I think what I'm going to do is how can I do this? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the question on a banner, and then I'm going to answer it, okay? That I think will be the best way to do it. Here we go. We're going to get started now with the first question. If you're just joining, we're going over the most frequently asked questions on the topic of the decree, which came out on August 19th. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Here we go. This question here is by far one of the most frequently asked questions. So we're going to get to it right now. And that question is, can retired age people come to Russia? So one of the biggest questions that we're always getting is, can retired aged people come to Russia under the new decree? Yes, the answer is absolutely yes. This decree is actually not only aimed for working aged people, but it's actually aimed for people who are retired and don't want to live their retired life in their home country. So can retired age people come to Russia? Absolutely. This is a decree that is for everybody who falls under the umbrella of countries that will be posted on September 1. Now, the biggest problem that retired people are going to have is you're not going to be able to work. So if you don't have access to your money, let's get that out of the way as in the beginning of the program. If you don't have access to your money, then it's going to cause problems. So if you're retired because you're disabled, if you're retired because you're a little bit too old and you're hurting and you can't actually maybe farm or something, you need to make sure that your money is really secure and you're really able to get access of your money, okay? We need to say that from the beginning. Do not come if you're not ready financially, if you're retired, because if you don't have that way of getting your money, you're going to run into problems, okay? Now, that is not to say that you can't do it. Remember, there is many ways in the future. BRICS nations are working ways around the sanctions. There's going to be many ways to. Is there a list? Uh, Chris, the list comes out on September 1, and this channel has made it really clear that the list is coming out on September 1. Today, we're going over the most frequently asked questions. This was number 1. Can retired aged people come to Russia under the decree? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes because the decree is for entire countries, not age groups, not sexes, and it mostly is for the people who are sick of their home country's ideologies. I'm not going to get into it because you can decide if you want to go, if you want to come. It's all up to you. I'm not promoting Russia. I'm just giving you the facts. All right. Hello and welcome. So this is question number 1. Frequently asked questions. We're going to move on to the next one. If you guys have any questions, we can go back to, yes, Miss Texas, you can definitely come, obviously, under VA disabilities. The question for me to answer was if you guys can come if you're retired. Retired age, meaning some countries have it at 62, 6 through 65 years old. You guys can definitely come. Just remember, you're going to have to secure your income transfers into Russia however you can. Of course, there's ways to do it. Today is not the day to talk about that. We will be going over this kind of stuff too in this live, by the way, but first we have to get over the frequently asked questions. So let's get back to it. Frequently asked question number 2. Now, my moderator, Jay, can give more information on this because we talked about this one and she knows the questions already. But I'm going to answer it to the best of my ability. The next question is, what does health check comprise of? So as you guys know, when you come to Russia under the new decree, you're going to have a medical check. You're going to have a health inspection. Now, don't be alarmed. This is not a health inspection because they want to put anything inside of you like drugs or any of this kind of stuff. What they're actually checking for is to see that you don't have already something that can be viral, something that could potentially hurt other people or yourself, or you're not just going to drop dead in the in the in the airport, right? So let's go over the answer for this that I got from an immigration lawyer. So health check has to be done in Russia before applying for temporary residency. So under the decree, you will do it when you're applying for the temporary residency. It will be done in Russia. So you're not doing this in your home country. You're actually going to do it before you apply for the temporary residency. And some of the biggest things that you're going to be checked for is an HIV test, HIV, sorry. You're going to have blood works, okay? You're going to have blood works tests. You're going to have your urine checked. This is obviously for drugs and other STDs. You're going to have an x-ray of your body just to make sure that obviously you are not having something in your person. There's many people these days that can actually cause harm by putting things in their body that can later come out and infect other people. So they're watching everything, making sure that you're not here to hurt anybody. And you're also going to go to a dermatologist. Now, why a dermatologist? Because you need to get checked, obviously, for everything. So the urine is going to cover a lot of STDs and drugs. The blood works is going to check a lot of vital information. And the dermatologist is just going to make sure that you have nothing contagious or nothing that is going to harm other people and yourself. Do you remember that it's 2024 and things are wild right now? And these things might change September 1st, but this is what the information I got from the immigration lawyer. And Michael, if you can hear me talking about animals, we will talk about that. That is a frequently asked question. Okay, we're going to take a break here. We're going to take a break and kind of summarize the two questions that we already went over. Can retired aged people come to Russia under the new decree? That is yes. Just remember though, you will have to um, secure your income. All right. Because if you come to a country, if you go to any country that applies, a lot of the things that we're going over today applies to so many countries. It's just that Russia has never done this before. So it seems like it's something absolutely different. Why you guys, a lot of people think it's different is because Russia's not used to doing it, but it's going to start doing it. Many countries do what Russia's going to do. Okay. Um, the second question was about the gee whiz. About the health checks and what does it comprise of. What it comprises of is those three main things. I think is what I said is like your blood test, your urine test, and your dermatologist test, because they're not checking only to see if you're going to hurt other people, but it's also for yourself. It's important to know if you're healthy or not. I hope that makes sense. And Michael, you're going to be really happy because actually the third most asked question, and these are in order, the third most asked question is that what you said. So it's pretty funny that you mentioned it because people were asking about their dogs and their cats. So let me say this really quickly. This is r- really kind of like a basic question, but let's not get dumb with it. When you go to any country, you have to make sure that your dogs and your cats are vaccinated. They have all the appropriate paperwork. So Russia's not any different. A lot of these questions are very obvious, but we need to make sure that for Russia, you really do the process right, because Russia's not going to give you like a chance to redo something if it's an obvious thing you should have done. Russia's very it's very about its paperwork. Let me just say that because in Russia they say if you don't have the paperwork, what do they say? You're shit or you're a bug. Sorry, my I said a bad word, but that's what it comes down to. So have your paperwork ready. Let me get to the answer from the lawyer, which says yes, you can, but relevant veterinary documents, relevant veterans documents. So you need all of the paperwork you would need to go to any other country. If you've traveled with your dog already, you should know what they are. If you don't know what you need when you travel with animals, you should look it up online. I don't have the answers for you, but I do have the answer that yes, you can go to Russia under the new decree with your animals, okay? Um, Michael, you can do it. You can take your animal to the veterinary and spasiba. Thank you so much for the congratulations for the 7,000 70,000. You guys can totally do it. When I get information of how people did it, just expect me to give the information out. I don't know how to do it now, but I'll always give you the information. And when I say vaccinations for the animals, I'm just guessing there because you need required documents. So I'm assuming that many animals get the rabies shot. So I think that's a vaccination you need for your dog. I'm just going out on a limb though, but I'm pretty sure you want to vaccinate your dog and your dog for rabies. That it is what it is. I am not sure about the retirement age in Russia, but you can look it up. We're gonna move on to the next frequently asked question. Um, before we go to the next one, before we go to the next question, I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying this. This is something that I kind of planned in the last hour or two to actually go like this. This is how I wanted the segment to go. I hope you're enjoying this because I can do this more often. When I make videos, a lot of people put many questions, and I read through all the comments, and I curate the most frequently asked questions, and then I can deliver them to you guys on live. We can also go over other things while we're on the live. Um, so yeah, if you do like this style, if you do enjoy this style of content, please give it a thumbs up. And let's go on to the next frequently asked question, which is going to be this one. This one's going to be really important. You're going to want to stick around because this one, I myself was wondering. This is one of my questions. This is a question that was asked by many of you guys. Is there a new visa specifically for this occasion? Is there a new visa specifically for the decree for the people who want to travel through to Russia using the decree? Yes, yes. So usually, let me get a drink of water. One second. Do I have to? What time is it here, Ozark? It is 11:30 in the evening. 11:30 in the evening. I'm looking for a good friend. I can't find him. Simon, can you write something, brother? Please. I'm having trouble seeing where you're writing. JD, just save other questions that we could probably answer. I will get to them. I promise. I will get to them, JD. I just need to get over the frequently asked questions, which we have one, two, three, four more. No, we have one, two, three. We have three more questions to get through. Please just stick around. Right now it is 11:32 in the evening here in Irkutsk Oblast in Siberia, Russia. So the question is there a new specific visa for this? So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to the Russian consulate in your home country or in a country that you might be near. But you're most likely going to have to apply in the country of citizenship. There's going to be future hubs where you can go in if you're not like a citizen of the United States. Sorry. If you're a citizen of the United States and say you had to go to your country of residence consulate, Russia's going to work on opening hubs around the world so you can travel to the consulates and request a private visa under the conditions that you want to travel under the new decree. So you're not supposed to travel to Russia on a tourist visa anymore. If you're trying to go to Russia under the new decree, they're asking you to ask for a private visa. Okay. I hope that's making sense to you guys. To send a question to a direct person, you have to do @. Guys, these questions that you guys are having, just save them for about 10 more minutes, guys. Stick with me for 10 minutes. I'm going to be able to answer many questions that you guys put, but I need to get over the frequently asked questions. What you guys can do in between the questions is give your opinion on what I'm giving, like an answer. Interact with me to see if you're understanding, because what I'm doing here is trying to feed you the information, and I don't know if you're hearing me. And I would really like to engage with you guys. Yeah, I'd really like for you guys to engage with the live stream more. So or you could ask questions on the actual subject. So there is a specific visa. You need a private visa, and you need to ask your consulate to give you the private visa under the decree condition that you want to travel to Russia because you don't agree with your government's ideology. Okay, so that's what it's going to be. Now we're going to move on to the next question that's frequently asked, and that one is going to be really cool. I think you guys are going to love this. A lot of you probably already know, but so a lot of people who are wanting to come under the new decree, they actually don't understand that you have to get to Russia under the new the visa. How long is the visa? So the question is, how long is that visa going to last? Well, the visa and the temporary residency are two different things, and you actually need to get one before you even apply for the other. Okay. Um, let me break it down for you. The first step is apply for that private visa. That private visa is going to last 3 months. So when you get it, you should plan your trip to Russia. And within those 3 months, you're meant to apply for temporary residency. Okay. That is uh that is how it's going to work. It gives you 3 months to fly to Russia and you can immediately apply for temporary residency. But we're going to go over the paperwork that you're going to need. So that's a whole nother part in itself. Um, the the residency is going to last for 3 years. Okay. And after 3 years, you're meant to apply for permanent residency. So what Russia's doing is it's giving you a freebie here. It's throwing up the free ball for you. It's throwing you, setting you up for a home run. It's giving you 3 free months of a personal visa to travel to Russia. And within those 3 months, you can find where you want to live inside Russia. And then it's allowing you to stay in Russia for 3 years as a temporary residency, which means you can get a job, you can start a business, you can go to school, you can do whatever you want. But it's asking you to learn Russian so that you can do the language test after 3 years. Okay. Um, I hope that answered that question. Is there anybody in the chat that understood what I said? Please do spam like a, I don't know, like a W. I guess those what people say. Spam W if you heard the message. So if I see enough W's, I'll move on to the next question, and we'll have a nice talk about the next frequently asked question. So please spam that W to let me know that you guys understood, and we will be moving on to the next question here. I'll be setting it up. W's in the chat until I get it up because I'm really trying to keep this organized for you. Again, if you're liking this style of live, do leave it in the video by putting a thumbs up. Here we go. So this one ties into the other question we had. And we already talked about the visa that's for 3 months, but let's talk a little bit more about the temporary residency. Something very unique is happening on the temporary residency, guys. The temporary residency that you're going to get is actually very special because before, I think Russia required you to wait a couple years maybe, or it made you at least that wait 1 year to get from temporary residency to permanent residency. But under the new decree, there's actually something really, really cool that I think you're going to like. I'm going to move in a little bit closer to this because the news for the new residency is that it lasts 3 years, but after 8 months, it says after 8 months, um, you can apply for permanent residency only after 8 months. So if you come to Russia already knowing Russian, you can get your temporary residency almost immediately because you come under the new decree. But after 8 months, if you speak Russian, you could already apply for permanent residency. That's huge news because nobody expected the escalation from temporary to permanent to be so fast. So keep that in mind. If you are a Russian speaker or you learn Russian really fast, after temporary residency, you can upgrade to permanent residency after 8 months on the temporary visa, temporary residency. You can go from temporary to permanent. That's freaking cool. W's in chat again. We're moving on to the last question, I believe. This one's really important. W's in chat because what scares me. This is what scares me. This next question is really scary. This one is going to kind of put things into perspective. Russia's going to give many chances, but there's not going to be a free route. Like, it's not a free road. So W's in chat, please. W's in chat. This next one is really important. This is the one that is going to be a make it or break it for many of you, because I don't think that it's an easy language. So here we go. Contemporary residency be renewed. And oops, let me fix that here. I put two N's. I'm bad at math and I'm bad at writing. There we go. So can the temporary residency be renewed and not escalated to permanent from lack of Russian language mastery? So a lot of you guys were asking, hey, what if I don't learn Russian? What if I don't learn Russian? That is a huge question. What if in those 3 years of temporary residency, you're not able to learn Russian? I think that the answer is not as bad as it could be, but it's definitely not. It's not, yes, you can just renew it. Because before, you used to be able to renew your residency and just continue with your temporary residency. But now you have to reapply. Okay. You have to reapply. You need a new application, guys. This is huge news. You're not updating your residency, you're reapplying. So you're basically starting from zero. If you have committed crimes, or you've been bad, or you've not followed rules, I don't know, there's an infinite amount of things you could have done wrong. You're going to have to reapply. This is not a renewal. Okay, this is not a renewal, but I believe that you guys, if you come, you will be good. You don't want to be that person who's bad. I'm again not suggesting, or I'm not promoting for you guys to travel to Russia. I'm promoting for you guys to travel the world. What I am promoting is be a good traveler in Russia and know the rules, know what's happening. I don't want you guys to come here unprepared. I'm not prepared myself for many things, but I have the determination to be able to give you the knowledge that I've already gathered. And with our moderators and our admins on this channel, we're doing what we can to give you the information that we all gather together. That is the last frequently asked question. I'm gonna take like a 2-minute break so my throat doesn't die, and I'm just gonna calm down, and we're gonna get into the questions on the chat. We have over 400 people watching. That's absolutely cool. Let's see if we can get at least the 300 likes, guys. I think we went over enough cool things that we could probably get up to 300 likes. Remember, YouTube spreads the information based on likes and views and all of that. For me, it's not about the views for my channel. It's the views that we can give and spread awareness for these things. It sounds like an ego thing for me. I know it does, but at the end of the day, it's the information. I wouldn't be giving the information if I didn't care about the information getting out there. And the best way to do it is doing thumbs up, giving a comment, and doing the stuff. Okay, we're gonna go and put the slow-mo chat on. Let's see if we can do that. We should be able to do it. Let me see here. It did get a little. We've never had this many people watching at once. 1 second, guys. Give me a second. We're gonna set it to about, I think 20 seconds is fair between comments. We're gonna set it for about 20 seconds per comment. That just allows me to read your guys' questions. So, how many usually watching? Usually we get about 200 to 300 viewers at the same time. But today we're a little bit above average, up to about 400. We reached 400 already. Um, yes. So now we're gonna get to some questions from the crowd. Um, how do I? All right, here we go. And we're back. So again, welcome if you're just joining us and you didn't get to the frequently asked questions. I will be giving a summary in about 10 minutes, and I'll do a quick summary of the questions and I'll give a quick answer to all of them. But for now, we're going to go on to the questions in the chat. And this is going to be the first question. No, Russian is not required for the 3-month permit. Russian is not required for you to apply for the decree. Let me take this off.
Oh, sorry, I disconnected.
Uh,
For some reason, they show on my phone.
okay. Can you guys hear me? Let me see if you guys could hear me. Speaker, microphone. I lost my earphones connection, but if you can hear me, it's good. So again, to clarify, you do not need Russian to come under the 3 months. You do not need Russian to live in Russia for 3 years. What you need Russian for is that final permanent residency. But it would behoove of you to start learning Russian first during the during the temporary residency. It's really important for you to start learning. um Thank you so much, guys, for getting on the likes. We really need them. It does help a lot. Again, now we're answering questions from the public. So if you have Sush, they say hello. If you guys have questions, this is another important question. The list has not been published. The list will be published on September 1. We will report on that, guys. We will report on that as soon as possible. Like I said, we have the admins, we have the moderators. They're always curating information. Jay will probably send me and I'm not kidding. Jay will probably send me the news before I wake up, because I don't know how, that's just how it works. She's always on it. And what can I say? She's the best. Um, Also, I will put comments like this, like love from Belgium. Thank you so much for sending love from Belgium. I'm sending love back. I really appreciate the support we're getting from all the European countries, especially the countries that are not really that big in the world stage, like Belgium. That's not a country that's on the world stage. Uh, for I mean, it's done some things right now, but it's not a country you hear a lot from. So really, really happy to see message from Belgium. Let's see. Yeah, I hope Germany will be on the list. There's a lot of people from Germany that are good people that are really fed up with their government, and I think it's time for Germans to be a little free again. Hey, Michael, thank you so much, brother. I'm trying to stay happy and I'm trying to stay healthy. This is what we can do in life. I hope that you find yourself in good health as well and that you're really happy. All right, here we go. This is a question that I think is really important also. Uh Jalfa or Khalfa, I am not 100% sure what kind of assistance you will have for an adult child who is disabled. But I will say this: in Russia, there is help for like disabled people and older people. So I don't see why there wouldn't be some help for your child eventually when you get your residency, like your permanent residency. If you get to the level of permanent residency, there's many pros for people who are old or disabled. And I think if he can work, there's not a problem, right? You just have to make sure that again, you're following the rules. You're starting to learn Russian. Does his disability impede him from learning Russian? Then it kind of gets to a blurry situation, right? Again, I am not a professional. I'm just giving you the information how I see it from what I've learned. Jalfa, I hope that answers your question. Mexico will be on the list. I hope. Recently, this channel has gotten a lot of viewers from Latin America or South America and all the Spanish-speaking countries. So I just want to say muchas gracias a todos, a los que me están viendo de países que hablan español. Soy un mexicano orgullosamente de Jalisco y estoy aquí para también darles la información en español. Si me quieren escribir por Telegram o por cualquier aplicación con sus preguntas en español, también les puedo contestar en español, ¿vale? Muchas gracias. So all I said there is, guys, I can answer the questions also in Spanish. I really appreciate the support we've been getting on this channel from all of the Spanish-speaking countries. Let's see. Let's move on here to a little bit more questions. I'm sorry if I missed them. I'm going to scroll up. Yes, there is still a health test. So we went over that question, JP. There's still a health test. Guys, if you have any questions about the questions that we've already answered, I can also go over those, okay? This is a really good fact. So Dan, women 60-year-old plus and men 65-year-old plus are exempt from the language test for permanent residency. That's info all government websites. So yeah, guys, if you're retired and you're a female over the age of 60 and a male over the age of 65, do not worry about learning the language. Like when it comes to getting your permanent residency, of course, it would be better if you learned the language, but don't stress it to the point where you're not going to try to apply for it, right? So don't miss out on the opportunity to apply for permanent residency if you're a female above 60 and a male above 65. That's a really good fact. Hey, Jax, is that how you say the name, Jax? Thank you so much for letting me know that you're getting the information. Again, I really appreciate even comments like that. Let's see. This is going to be the next video. This is going to be the next video, Ozark. And I'm going to be very blunt and straightforward. I wasn't going to answer some of the questions from the next video, but you are a channel member and this is what you want to know. So I will be blunt and straightforward. You run the risk of being unemployable if you bring no type of certification. So you run the risk of not being employable if you bring zero certification, right? So you run the risk. Is it impossible to find a job without any certifications? No, because there are some people that like there's immigrants from other countries, from Southeast Asia, from all the stand countries who have jobs, who probably don't have certifications, but you're running the risk as maybe a Westerner coming to Russia and not having a certification. You don't want to be that person. What I would advise you guys to do is get a certification on a technical field before you come to Russia. It would be huge. That's actually going to be in the next video. I really want to let you guys know that if you want to come to Russia, but there's degrees or certifications you can get in 6 months, spend 6 months learning Russian and passing some type of course, electrician, putting tiles on the ground, roofing, linemen. Spend 6 or 12 months in your country. I know you want to get away, but do not come unprepared. What's more important is going to be a certification and then that Russian language, in my opinion, because you don't want to be the guy who has no no type of qualifications. All right. I hope that answered your question, Ozark. I really appreciate you asking that. That kind of question is going to be on the next video. Hopefully some of you guys enjoyed that answer because it's really important. Do not come without a certification if you don't want to struggle a little bit. Thank you so much for asking that question. Yeah, so let me see here. Um, we have we have the chat set at 20 seconds per comment. We did reach 300 likes. Thank you guys so much. You guys really mean a lot to me. We've been going through all the questions. We've been going through the process. Um, I will say this, Ozark, just to finish off this question here. If you have no certifications, um, like I said, I mentioned try to get some sort into some sort of short term technical thing. But if you cannot do some sort of technical thing, there hopefully will be an organization inside of Russia by the time you guys make the move that can help you get jobs. Okay, I've been talking to the lawyer about this. This is another frequently asked question. I hope you guys are excited about this. I'm trying to set up an internal organization inside of Russia to where you guys, the future travelers to Russia, if you come to Russia, and I'm going to make like a database where you say, "Oh, I'm a teacher." Then I can lead you into like the teacher field where there might be job openings. That's what I'm trying to do. That's my next step with my channel, is trying to break through kind of like not a consulting. I don't know what the heck that word means anyways, but I want to make sure that I can funnel you guys a much easier into the different areas. If you come as professionals, I want to be able to push you out to the different jobs. That is my goal. Really good question. This is one of a frequently asked question that I didn't answer because I was going to make a whole video on it as well. But because you are the Southern Arms channel, I think you deserve the answer. So let me get into the answer. One second. As I remember, um, you have to understand that Russian weapons laws are built around uh, basically hunting. So the the laws in Russia are built around hunting not humans. They're meant to do animals. And I make a joke to these people, these Americans, like I tell them that, guys, you can only shoot two weapons at a time. You can only hold two weapons at a time. In Russia, they're not buying 50 firearms. Okay, you can basically only fire two at best. But when you're hunting animals in Russia. The culture in Russia is not to defend yourself because people in Russia are not trying to kill each other. And I'm sorry it got dark really fast, but Southern Arms Channel in Russia, if you're a citizen, you can own pistols, you can own rifles, you can own shotguns. And the degree in which you can own, I think it's shotguns first, then you do rifles and pistols. But you need to show that you're responsible enough to own the first level of weapons, and then you can move up. I hope that answers your question. Um, I want to get into some things that I saw here on the chat. Do registered nurses have many jobs? This right here is probably one of the jobs I was going to name on my list of jobs that they're going to need. So, nurses, doctors, the medical field really needs a lot of people because Russia is actually growing at a huge rate where they need to fill in these types of jobs. You probably don't expect to get the same payment as the West, but do expect to make enough money to buy a house, to live comfortably. Especially if you have a lot of experience, you can land a job at a private or a high-ranking a hospital, right? But remember, with these types of jobs, you will need Russian. Do not think that you can come if you're like a brain surgeon. I mean, brain surgeon, you probably can go without Russian. I'm not gonna lie. This channel is like 100% authentic and real. I don't want to lie, but you will need to have some Russian, right? But the job opportunities are massive, Kelly. They're massive. Trust me when I say this. Russia is growing in the medical field, and if you can land a job at a private hospital, you will be living well off. I guess I can answer this on live because Sam won't come on live. So I have no problems with Sam, but if you look at Sam's Telegram, he's just always talking about me negatively, and he does it like under the table, like he does it like a middle school girl. That's what I call it. Like he has middle school drama, and I wish him all the best. But he needs to stop just talking about my channel and like when Xenia and I were not married, he would really talk so badly about her. So I have problems with men who sexualize Russian women, and Sam's Russian Adventure is one of the channels that sexualizes Russian women. So that is what I have to say about that. I think he's a great channel, but he spoke really badly about my wife, and I don't forgive men, especially foreign men like me who live in Russia, who speak bad about Russian women. I take that to heart, and I defend the women of this country more than anything. Okay, we're gonna slow down the chat a little bit more. Let's do it to we're gonna do it for 40 seconds so that we can really see what we're getting into. Okay. So yeah, so when I answered the question is I was talking about private hospitals. If you're gonna be a nurse, you should definitely aim for something like this. Now if you're working at like a public hospital, expect lower pay. It's not like you would think in the Western world, but like private things, you definitely want to aim for private companies. Anything private is huge in Russia, as it is in any other country. Okay. Okay, let's see. It's going to take you 5 years to speak Russian good enough to work in a hospital. Okay, so I don't think it should be that much. Um, because actually, from experience in living in another country, when I lived in Germany, my German was not the best, but I was proficient enough to take orders. And in a hospital, it's not so different every day. If you've already worked in that field, you know exactly. You operate like a machine. Uh, Doctors, soldiers, nurses, things that have repetitive motion, you're locked in. So a nurse can just be like, "Hey, go bring me this, go bring me that, and do this, do that." Like I think they get locked in really quickly. I think for some jobs it's really hard where you're working alone. Like say you're a let's just say you're a programmer and you don't often take directions um, from the boss. It could be really, really hard. YouTube recommended me this channel. The algorithm know that what it's doing, so I trust this channel. Oh no, look, what I said shouldn't make you look at him differently, but he does talk about me on his Telegram and on his own YouTube, and I kept quiet for a long time. Believe me, I'm gonna drop it now. This is gonna be the last thing I say, but I kept it quiet for so long that he gets away with it over and over again. If he wants, he can come on live. I offered him many times, but he denied. He can come on live. You should go comment on his channel. Say, hey, go talk to Wild Siberia and debate with him, and you'll see really quickly that the man is he's really cynical. He's a hypocrite, and he will lie his ass off like you wouldn't believe. I have nothing to hide. I don't really care if I make myself look bad to defend my wife's honor. This for me, this is simple. So that's what the last thing I'm gonna say. You don't have to see him wrong, but just do your guys' homework, and you will see that what I'm saying is true. He has a channel that's 100% sexualizes Russian women. It's called B Road Russia or something, and all he does is he like makes the Russian women look desperate. So I don't like that. Just keep your eye on that. All right. Next topic. Yeah, it's no problem. We're going on to the next topic. Thank you. So I will say one question that hasn't been asked is what's the best way to get to Russia? So you get your visa, you can travel to Russia, and not a lot of people know exactly how to get to Russia. I'm going to give you the most direct flight, and I'm going to give you the alternatives. Okay, so when a lot of people say, "Hey, well, Siberia, how can I get to Russia?" I always say, "Where are you flying from, and where are you wanting to fly to Russia?" The world is massive, so you need to tell me what part of the world you're in, and you need to tell me what part of Russia you want to fly into. Okay? Do not think that every road is the same, but the most common place is Turkey. Like you guys, a lot of you guys already know that Turkey is the main hub because it connects Russia to the rest of the world. Uh, actually, Turkey is a part of NATO, but Turkey has a really good agreement with Russia. So Turkey's kind of in the middle there. Um, I'll tell you one thing though, if you're flying from the west coast of the United States and you want to visit Siberia, or if you're in the southern hemisphere, like somewhere in Australia, in India, always fly straight up or across the Pacific. You don't want to go to Turkey. There's a really good connection through Mongolia. So if you're in the bottom hemisphere, it's and you want to visit Siberia, excuse me, if you want to visit Siberia, always come in. It's a beautiful route through Mongolia, guys. You will not regret it. It is one of the most magnificent train trips in the world. What you do is you come into Mongolia and you take the Trans-Siberian Railroad, or you fly into Irkutsk, and there you can fly to Vladivostok, Krasnoyarsk, Novosibirsk. All these Siberian cities are really close if you come in through Mongolia. So remember, if you're flying to Russia, be aware that you cannot buy a ticket directly to Russia. You have to connect. There's also going to be countries that don't allow you to visit Russia, like Australia. I heard Australia will not let you book tickets to Russia. They won't let you out if you have a ticket to Russia. I heard this. I don't know if it's true. So never buy or show your tickets. I mean, never show your last ticket Russian destination just in case your country is crazy like that. If you want to visit Siberia and you're planning on visiting Irkutsk and Baikal area, we do have a community of expats here. We have a great community of expats. Actually, my fellow Mexican SH, another moderator in the channel, him and I, we live in this oblast, and yeah. So just know Siberia also has different types of people. Okay, so it's not only Moscow and St. Petersburg. Let's check uh let's check something really quickly. Thank you again, guys. We're almost at 400 likes. If you're enjoying the live, um all you guys have to do is smile, guys. From this point on is just smile. The we reached the goal now. I think we're doing a fantastic job. So now we're just going to cruise on by and answer some questions. Why did you choose Baikal Oblast? It's not Baikal Oblast. It's really cute. It's called Irkutsk Oblast. And I chose Irkutsk because it's in the middle of Siberia and it has Lake Baikal. And my wife's father lives in this town and I decided to stay here. I like town life, but I'm really proud to be from Irkutsk. It's a Siberian territory. It's a Siberian oblast that has given many good men, and it's a beautiful region filled with mountains, and the taiga is infinite here. Like, oh, I get goosebumps. You can't see this, but I get goosebumps just thinking about it. I love this place. Okay, really good question. How much money should people have when landing in Russia for residency? So remember, if you want to get temporary residency, you should probably take the limit. If you can take $10,000, take $10,000, guys. You don't have to declare it up to $10,000. After 10,000, you have to declare. If you have more money, bring it. If you're planning on staying, if you have a family, pack your family with your cash and come. Do not limit yourself. You don't know what you're going to run into. Always bring more than you're going to need. Okay? Dan, as a professional, please add me to your list first. Um, can you explain to me what do you mean by list? So, look, I'm gonna disagree a little bit with this, but the number is between 700 and 1,000. So you can survive with $700 a month. That's food, rent, your bills, and maybe a little bit of shopping. $700 is more than enough in my region. Um, and for some of you guys who are watching, we will be looking at we're going to be looking at property in Russia again on this live. A lot of people really enjoyed when we looked at all the different property. So if you were in that kind of live, you're going to see it again. If you didn't if you were not here for that live, you might want to stick around because you're going to see what kind of houses you can get, how they look here in Russia. And I'm going to show this just because this guy's a clown. This is one of the other frequently commented things. So if you guys are watching these videos and you see comments like these, you have to ignore them. These are real live bots. So I didn't know this until the channel grew. Like people like this are actually bots. These people have no lives, or they're either real and they have no lives, or they're bots. So this person right here, if he's real, he's usually a little bit brainwashed and he has no life. So I'm putting that on there because guys, we have to put the real true. Oh my god. Thank you so much for the donation, John Steele, my brother. Jesus Christ. I have to take a pause just to take this in. This guy right here is an original friend of mine through the Defense Politics Asia community. This is a good guy, but unfortunately, he's stuck in a place where people loot and sleep on the streets. John, I'd give you a tour of the apartment, but I'm busy right now. That's like one of our traditions where I just show him where I live. I love you, brother. Thank you so much for popping in. Uh, let's see. In about 5 minutes, we will be looking at property. Um, we're going to be looking at properties inside of Russia from 30 to $50,000, which is like a average costing house. I would say in the middle of the Russia, I think $50,000 is a really good looking house, and I think that you guys are going to enjoy looking at the properties in Russia. If you never saw me do this live, just know my just know that when I do these properties, I'm really bad at math. I'm really bad at math, and I'm sorry in advance. So I'm gonna set up the property part of the show. Far away in Russia, Olga. This is one of the probably one of the first 100 subscribers. She's like one of the first 100. 100%. I remember her from the very beginning. Um, I don't think that there's many older subscribers. So thank you so much. Hey, Steve, Step Evan, please do, if you're gonna donate, just say something. I would like to pay back your generosity. I would like to pay back what you guys do for me on this channel. These donations do help a lot. It pays for the bills. But if you guys can, please do donate to my Boosty account, because there I can actually access the money. My Boosty is linked in the this video in the description. All of the donations go straight back to paying the phone bill and paying for traveling if I go somewhere inside of Russia to do documentary style stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna load the properties now. Oh, before I do that, I'm gonna answer this question, which is really important. You can drive under your license. Your license is valid in Russia. They will honor your license, but it would behoove of you to translate that license as soon as possible, so that if cops do stop you, they have something to read in the Russian language. It's common courtesy, and they will really appreciate it, and they won't give you any troubles. Usually, you're unlikely to get stopped, because in Russia you have to be doing something drastic. Um, you are it's valid, like Jay says, for a year, but it's common courtesy to have it translated. You can get away with it without it being translated, but you should, guys. You should. Now we're loading the properties. Do we have a holy moly, we reached over 400 likes. Thanks again, guys. We're rocking and rolling on this live. This live is rocking and rolling. Really cool. If I'm being silent, is because I'm loading the page of houses. Before I load, guys, give me a region. Give me a region. I didn't update my camera. Give me a region where you want to look. You guys feel free to give me a region. We'll pick one at. I'll take the commercials off if they're bothering you guys. I don't put the commercials. YouTube does it. YouTube puts the commercials. But if they're getting too annoying, I think I can demonetize the video. Okay, we'll go. We'll start in Irkutsk first. Oh, Voronezh. Okay, okay, okay. Jay, can you? Yes, you're. We'll do that one first. We'll do this one first, because Ksenia's actually Ksenia's father is from Voronezh, so I know where it is on the map. We're going to look here first. The place where we're gonna look is pinned. Ooh, it's kind of actually hard to find it in Russian language. Wait, swoosh. Okay, we're gonna be looking at the map really, really quickly here. Babe, can you come really quick, please? Can you tell me where Voronezh is, where your father's from? I can't find it. Usually I find it really fast because.
You mean Voronezh?
Yes, should be somewhere here.
No. Go there.
This way?
Yeah.
You're so bad.
Yeah, I know I can't right now to like this so fast. I
Oh,
can find on
okay.
the map and send you.
Yes, do that, please.
On Google Map?
Golly, this is so bad. There's so many bubbles I can't even read.
Oh, it's Vita?
Yeah.
What do you need there?
We're looking at properties in Voronezh. or however you say it. I can't say it.
Varonish.
Varonish?
Yes.
Just show me quickly where it is and I can lock into it.
Wait.
You just have to type it on Google Maps and then show me. Come.
But I find it on Avita.
No. Sush, you need to write it on Google Maps and then I'll find it really quickly. Because I can see what cities it's next to. Sorry guys, I my geography is really bad. Yeah, I know it's between those two places. I know it. Oh, okay. Babe, do you know how to spell it? Because all you have to do is spell it on Google.
Voronish.
Put it on Google Maps.
I don't have Google Maps.
Put it on anything.
I tell you Google Maps, you say no.
Swoosh. I don't know how many times. I think I said Google Maps. Sorry. Okay, I'm just gonna copy and paste here. Okay. I was on the other one. I couldn't copy and paste. Copy and paste. Thank you, Jay.
Oh my God, I send you a message.
No, it's okay. Well, what's happening for some reason? All right, here we go. Found it. Thank you, Jay. It says Voronezh Oblast. Or does it?
Воронежская область.
Yeah, but I don't see the city. Okay. Here we go. So if you look at this map, guys, in this map, you get to see all of the bubbles. We have 3 million to 4 million rubles. That's $30,000 to 40,000, $30,000 to $40,000, 3 million to 4 million. All right, so we're gonna look at the different bubbles here and see how much things cost. So if we zoom out, you can see it's south of Moscow. And a property like this, it's gonna cost you so this is a house. It's 580,000 rubles. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I think that's like $5,800. Again, I'm horrible at math. If $1 is 100 rubles, let's just say that. If $1 was 100 rubles, that's for $5,800, right? That's not bad at all. Let's keep looking at the photos here. I think my maths is good today. Holy moly. Oh man, this is basically free. It's a beautiful house. Has everything you need. Inside, classic Russian wooden floor. Stove is in place. Has a really good living room. So for $5,800, guys, you can move into a house and it has a lot of land. It has 2,300 square meters of land. Look at how much land you have to farm. That's that's a lot. So yeah, guys, if $1 equaled 100 rubles, you can get something like this south of Moscow. Really cool, right? Look at this house. Let's look at it one more time. Is this something that you guys would be interested in buying? I think it's beautiful. Again, it's south of Moscow. It's a classic Russian house. It's 100% probably made of wood, but this is not like cheap wood. This is going to last you for so long. Yes. Uh, I understand. So obviously there is rules to what kind of houses you can buy, but the the reality is, what was this? I IGD, where you can build
Yes.
EJS, and this is where you can live, right?
Yeah.
So there's different categories for housing in Russia. If you put it on the website, let's see down here what kind of individual housing. You see this individual housing construction, guys? That means I believe that you can live in this house. Correct me if I'm wrong, guy, but I think that if it does have this individual housing construction, then that means that you can live in this place. Now somebody did the calculations. This is $6,089. That is absolutely incredible, because you have enough land to live off for the rest of your life. The water is free if you drill in after it, and you have a septic tank, and electricity is really cheap in Russia. So keep that in mind. I don't want to miss any. Open a second tab. Yes. Okay, okay. I'll do that. That's good advice. I'm gonna open up another tab to rubles to United States dollars. And every time we see a house, I will now start calculating for you. I know a lot of you guys have been doing it for me. So we're going to be looking at another house. We're going to do about one more house, and then we're going to move locations, guys. Let's see what house we should go to now. Um, I'm going to look for it, and then I'll just show you guys. Once I find a good one, oh my God, this is a fantastic house. Oh, it didn't show us the inside, but it's worth showing. It's worth showing. Let me calculate the money first. All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna stream the next house that I found. This house is going to be for 2 million rubles, which translates to, this house here cost $21,856. It has a huge amount of land. 4,100 square meters. The house looks big. It is 91.6 meters squared. Let's look at that. Let's look at how it looks on the outside. This is made from brick. It is not aerated concrete, I think, but you get to see that is actually has a huge yard, and it doesn't look like you have a bunch of neighbors. There's a huge, huge yard. We're gonna get to see the yard here. So you can see, like, this is the $21,000, and you can basically retire for the rest of your life. 21,000, but you could already retire on the one that costs $6,000. Really cool. No, it is not acres, guys. It's not acres. It's sot. So it just translates to acres. It's one sot is 100 square meters. So this much on this one, 41, it would be 4,100 square meters. Okay, just to clarify. All right. Let's answer some questions before we go looking for more properties. Questions about the demonetization in Russia for YouTube. What if the location of the account is in US or Canada? So oh my God, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'll do it. No, it doesn't give you the option, man. It doesn't let you change it. It doesn't let you change the thing. Sorry, but it doesn't let you change it. So if your account is located in United States or Canada, who knows what will happen? Because if you are creating content from Russia, nobody knows what can happen to your channel. It's it's really stressful because we never know what's going to happen. Let's see. I don't know the direct. I don't know the direct. Like I don't know what one sot is in whatever you guys do anywhere else, guys. I'm ignorant to that. Like my brain now works in Russian. 100 square meters. We all should know what 100 square meters is. It's a football squared, football field squared. Just think about it that way. If you're from the United States, I think. Oh no, that's yards. Never mind. You will be able to bring gold. I know somebody who brought gold and silver. I just don't know how much you're able to bring. The problem there is with your country probably more than it is with Russia. Russia's a lot more lenient to the amount of things you bring in, like money and gold, because actually they welcome tourists and they welcome future residents. But your country probably will have a bigger problem with you bringing these type of things. The list of countries is going to be released on September 1. We will be reporting on this channel. Now, let's go look at two more places. And then we let's go look at two more places in Russian territory. Where do you guys want to see me look houses right now? Remember, this is 30,000 to $40,000 roughly. We're not doing Sochi because Sochi is way too expensive, and I ruined that. Sochi houses you're looking upwards to $400,000 to $1 million. There is some houses for sale in like the $100,000, but that's just how it is. So I've had friends bring in uh silver in coin form. In coin form. They're bringing like collectible coins. I think you can do that. I'm almost certain you can bring collectible coins, and those were silver coins that he had. That might have been how he got around it. He's not bringing bars of gold, he's not bringing pure silver. He brought coins made of gold, no, silver rather. So I will say that. Okay. Thank you, Jay, for mentioning that. Apparently, gold is not accepted anymore. And if you have 5,000 square meters, that equals to 1 acre, point two. Okay. You want to look at property around the largest lake in the world? I will show you what the properties look like around the largest lake in the world. All right, we're looking for houses from 3 million to 6 million rubles. Give me a second, let me load. All right, here we go. I'm going to stream for you guys now what I'm looking at, and we will be looking at properties around Lake Baikal. As you can see, there's many bubbles here. Many bubbles here. Um, what I will say, I'm not sure if you can get property inside of this territory. The land around Lake Baikal is a national park, I believe. I'm not sure if tourists or I don't know if you guys as tourists can buy um, the land, but you may be able to. So let's look at some of the houses. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, one last thing. The property around Lake Baikal is significantly more expensive than land anywhere else. It's really expensive in my area. So to keep that in mind, it is not for uh, people to think that just because it's in the middle of Siberia, it should be cheap. It's not like that. Okay, here we go. I think you guys can see this, right? This is 3,800,000. Let's put that into the conversion. This one's $41,000. That's what I'm saying. In this region, it's very expensive. So this is what this is worth. $41,000, but you will be next to the largest lake in the world. You also get 1,800 square meters. And let's just look what it looks like. There's the lake. You can see the lake from the house. The lake is here. You can actually see the Lake Baikal from their house. So you could see it in the background. You see back here? All right, that's it. So this one's I don't think it's worth it, guys. This region is really expensive. This is 41,000. The only plus that you get from this area is that you will be living next to Lake Baikal. The the thing is that you don't want to be in a place where you don't want to live for the rest of your life, right? So this place is really unique. It's basically it's I think better for you to guys to visit this area than to live here all year round. Yes, we will be looking at that right now. Let's go back to the map and let's go to a place that's significantly cheaper. So let me redo this. Oops. So we're gonna get away from Siberia here. Okay, what you want to do is get away from Siberia. Yeah, you always want to look at the location, man. A lot of these places. Let's get away from Irkutsk Oblast here and go to somewhere like in the middle of Siberia. This is where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. This is where you're going to get really good options here. And let me just find something. Look, we're going to click through all the bubbles here and we're going to look for something that's really attractive. I think this is good, right? I think this is good. This right here is going to be the best example I can give you of a perfect house size, a perfect land size for the perfect price. We're looking at something here. Let's type in the conversion rate. It's 6,500,000. So this one's going to be $71,000. Oops. All right, now let's look at the house itself. I think this is the best bang for your buck. These wooden houses last forever. These are really, really built strong, and I've seen houses that have been like 120 years old that are still up. Okay, this is a wooden house, 2 stories, with 1,200 square meters of land. Looks like it has an outside banya, outside building out there. This is the inside. Has a nice flooring, nice little living room. Has a workout thing, kitchen, utility room. I think this is the baña. It is the baña. This is a good house. It has everything you need for $71,000. For those people who like can afford it, of course. It is in a nice area. Kids' rooms, 2-story. What do you guys think about that? Huh? Not bad. Like for a Westerner who's paying upwards to like $500,000 for their house, if you want to retire, you sell that $500,000 house, you buy a $71,000 house, and you use the rest of the money for the rest of your life. Um, you're watching from the Netherlands. Really cool. Whoa. Hey, Control Dell, thank you so much, friend, for joining the community. The memberships, we do have private videos for those, but we're going to be making more. And if you want, when you're a member, you can also contact me directly. In the future, we're going to be doing a members uh, thing like community. I'll do a community post for that later. So we're going to be looking at one more property, and then we're going to do a final analysis and give a conclusion, I guess, to this to all the most frequently asked questions. And I'm going to give you the next 2 videos. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to come out in them so that you guys can expect them. Okay, one more property. Let's go, guys. One more. I'm going to try to find a really good one near the city where nobody looks. We're going to go to Kaliningrad. We're going to go to Kaliningrad. I know a lot of you weren't expecting that, but I think that we should go there because this is a different Russia that not a lot of people see. The people in Russia, I mean, outside of Russia don't know, but this is a really cool part of Russia that belonged to many different countries at certain times in its history. So it's rich with culture. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Guys, I think you're going to love this. I know you're going to love this. We're in Kaliningrad, baby. I've never looked at the houses over here. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, this is perfect. This right here, guys, I think is going to make the most sense. I found a house that is going to most resemble a Western style house size and yard. Okay, so we're going to be doing this first. And the price on this is the most close that I think for a Western house. I'm gonna show you guys the price first, so you guys can get an idea of what we're about to look at. So I'm gonna show you the price. What we're gonna be looking at is a house that costs $95,000. I'm gonna start telling you that it is 800 square meter yard, 110 meter squared interior of the house. So 110 meter squared house, 800 meter square yard for $95,000. I don't think you can find that anywhere in America right now. An actual house with your own yard, with whatever you want to do. Are you guys ready? Type W again in chat. This is going to be the first house I show in Kaliningrad. W in chat, and we'll show you the house right now, just so I know you guys are still engaged. By the way, that's a new thing in this channel. We do W's when we are hearing what's happening, so we can move on to that next part. Here we go. Let's share the screen, baby. This house is pretty cool. It's too bad it doesn't have a lot of pictures, but I think it's awesome. Okay, so when you guys are coming from the West, I feel like this is what you expect. A clean house like this. This is like the epitome of a suburban house in the United States. Um, oh, look at apartments. We haven't looked at apartments. I will look at apartments. I totally forgot. But guys, this is the most uh normal looking house for a Westerner. When a Westerner sees this, they quickly identify it as a suburban house. This is like a no, no, yeah, yeah. We will do a Russian style house, but this is what you guys think is a Western house, and in Russia, this costs $95,000. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. We'll stay in the chat. This is how it looks empty. We'll stay in the chat and we'll look at a new house. So we don't have to go anywhere. Let's look for a beautiful Russian style house. These are so expensive. Let's go a little bit out. I wanted to show you that house because it's so American style. Doesn't show you the house. Why? Look, this is another good one. And I know you don't want it to look like an American one, but the point is it takes so much money in America to build something like this. Okay, this one's not complete. That's a bummer. Always have to look through all the pictures. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is a really a German style part of Russia, I think, right? Because at one point it did belong to the Germans. So this land has been passed around a few times. Like this house here. This house here reminds me of the German houses. How much is this one? It's 18 million. Let's see how much that is. 204,000. What the heck? Yeah, this one's 204,000. Why is it 204,000? The heck is happening here? It's beautiful inside though. Look at that. I don't know if I would pay 200 something thousand. Oh, that's a nice staircase. And it has a Keller. Has a Keller. Cellar. It's pretty cool. 3-story house, 4-story house with a Keller. Cellar. There's the banya. Okay, this house is pretty finished. Yeah, this house is complete, guys. Okay. Okay, yeah, it has outside garden, outside barbecue, outside benches, banya, a Keller. Has everything you need. Okay, not so bad. Let's check let's check the land size. 4 sot. No way. That's horrible. That's horrible. That's only 400 square meters. But the location must be awesome. Let's check the location. I didn't check the location. Oh, sorry guys, I'll stream again. The reason why it's only 400 square meters, it's because its location is absolutely magnificent. Check it out. And it's not at the center, but it's definitely in the inside of the city limits. Definitely inside the city limits. You're looking at something that's right next to the train tracks. Oh yeah, definitely. This is a high value location. This is a high value location. I forgot that location makes a lot of a difference. Wow. And that house had 4 levels and had everything you needed. We're gonna look at apartments. Let's look at apartments, okay? I think it's only fair for people who wanted to see apartments. I think it's only fair that we do check it out. Um, let's uh, let's look at apartments. the the chat is really doing good. It's really healthy. Um, and I want to just say thank you again if you're watching for 70,000 subscribers. We made it. We made it actually early in the stream. This was going to be a celebration of 70,000 subscribers. And the count is 70,137. We blasted through the 70,000. I couldn't be more humbled than I am now. A lot of you guys have been watching since we had less than 100 subscribers. A lot of you guys stuck by me when I had to leave Russia. You had to stick by me when I had to leave my wife in Russia alone. And the truth is, we're on our way to 100,000, and I'm gonna dedicate that button if we get that damn play thing for all of you, but to the town of Sludanka. That is my goal, to be honoring the town with that play button. So we're on a mission, guys. It can't stop at 70,000. Let's now look at apartments now. Yeah, but if the tracks are silent, a lot of modern cities have really quiet uh tracks, and actually it's really convenient if you want to move around the city. But I understand what you're saying. John, thank you so much, brother. I hope you're enjoying the stream, John, looking at places that you're not in because you're too busy looking at those people downstairs who do bad things. You know what I'm talking about. We're looking at apartments now. I'm loading in. We're gonna load in here. Bear with me, guys. I think this is gonna be the first time we ever do apartments. Uh, babe, for apartments, I have to put what? Comnata? No, I mean kvartira, da? Kvartira. Sorry, guys. Yeah, kvartira. I have to put that. It's in Russian, so. All right, apartments. Holy moly. We've never done apartments. I think you guys are gonna love seeing the apartments. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, thanks, Jay. I love you so much. Let me look at apartments for you guys, and then I'll leave you guys alone. But I want to do apartments because a lot of you guys probably don't want to deal with a house. And I have to say the difference between a house and an apartment is huge in Russia, because if you have an apartment, you won't have to worry about the cold winters, because the Soviet apartments are really warm and the new apartments are definitely warm. Russian apartments are, for the most part, very comfortable, but some of them could be problems. So you have to make sure you buy the right one. In winter, they're gonna have radiator heaters, water running through the pipes, and in summer they sometimes turn off the lights to do maintenance. They do electricity maintenance, and just be aware that when the electricity goes off, the water also goes off in some buildings. I don't know if it's for all buildings, but in my building, when the electricity is gone, the water is gone. Let's go to see the apartments. All right. Let's see what we got here. Jay, you can ban whatever you need to do. I don't if you can ban someone and they're causing problems, just do it, Jay. It's not a problem. Okay, let's see. Window here. We're doing apartments. And I guess we could just no wait. I don't want to talk to you, Avito. Let's zoom out and we're gonna look at apartments inside of the three major cities. We're gonna look first in Moscow, St. Petersburg, and then we're gonna go to Novosibirsk. And then we're gonna go in smaller cities and towns, okay? But we're gonna start off in Moscow first, and we're gonna be looking at apartments inside of Moscow. This is on the 7th floor. I don't want to look at something too expensive. This looks like a really good one. The total is 13 million. Let's look at how much that is. 13 million seems a little bit maybe fake. Some of these advertisements are fake. I don't know if oh no, actually no. 13 million is normal. Sorry. I'm gonna put the price now. So this is the price for this apartment is in Moscow, of course. It is $142,000. Let's look at the location that it's in. So it's in the outside of Moscow, okay? This is a suburb of Moscow. This is not in the center. This is a really good start for you to see the outer ring. There's rings around Moscow. It takes some time to get to the center, but it's not impossible. Many people live in these suburbs and they go to the center of Moscow to work. Now let's look at the apartment. It's a bedroom and it's a kitchen. Um, Russian apartments usually say rooms by number of rooms. A living room is a living room for them. So this one seems to be one room. Uh, yeah, it's one room. Guys, apartments can be a little bit suspect in Russia because they're smaller than what you would see in the West. Okay, this is an apartment in the outside of Moscow. Let's look in the center. Let's Yeah, Jay, I'm not encouraging anybody to go. Let's see, guys. By the way, if you want to support the channel, Michael, the best way to do it is on the link below on the Boosty. This is really important because the money gets directly to here to Russia, and we can use it to pay for the phone bill. I'm going to be looking at one more place in Moscow. I myself am not from Moscow. I live in Siberia, so I don't really like these kind of things here. Sometimes these advertisements could be fake, but this one's a little bit closer to the center. I wonder why it's marked at 8 million, but we're gonna see if it's real or not. Actually, we'll look at this one. This one's better because this one's actually a lot, and it's a more realistic pricing for Moscow. Okay, we're gonna be looking at this one, 17,500,000. This one is in the middle of Moscow. It looks like this is a realistic price. Let me just do the conversion. Okay, guys, we are moving through this next one, and it's gonna be $191,000 for this particular location. This is what the apartment looks like inside. This is in the center of Moscow. Wow. It's a modern, renovated room for sure. That's all we're gonna get. We're gonna get one more look at it, and then we're gonna see where the location is. Let's see where it is. Yeah, it's pretty much almost at the center here. That's not a big distance to cover when you're talking about Russia. I mean Moscow. $200,000 to be in the center, in the capital of the country. If you have that kind of money, you are a lucky person because it connects you to Russian capital. That's expensive, but you would be surprised. In Los Angeles, it's not a capital. I'll show you what it looks like in America. Remember, this one's 100,000, right? Let's go 200,000 to 300,000. Can you guys see what I'm looking at? We're looking at oh wait, sorry. Let's do a quick comparison for some people to understand what we're looking at here. We're looking at apartments. Why is it not showing me houses? Okay, there we go. There we go, boys. We just looked at we saw something in Moscow for 191,000. There is no apartments for that much, is there? Look what we're comparing it to. So this is what you can get in the center of Los Angeles for $200,000. So this is what I'm saying. In the West, you can't do this. Okay, in so we had 191,000 to be almost at the center of Moscow, and in Los Angeles, you're paying $200,000 for a warehouse. It doesn't exist. So just keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. Oh, it's 1 in the morning. I have to let you guys go. I truly appreciate you guys being here with me. We didn't go over the list of countries that were on that list because the list comes out in September 1. We're going to go look at the frequently asked questions, people who came in. Can retired people come to Russia? Yes, they can, but make sure that you have the money set up to where you can live in Russia, where it's coming into Russia. When you get the temporary residency, you will need a health check. You're going to be having a blood test, urine check, x-ray, dermatologist. These are the things you're going to need. Can you bring your dogs, your cats, your animals? Yes, you can bring your dogs, cats, and animals to Russia. They just need the appropriate paperwork. Look that up before you bring them. And when you come to Russia under the new decree, you need to ask for a private visa under the decree, right? You need to specify to the embassy or the what is it? I lost my train. What is this damn name? Consulate. Sorry, you need to tell the consulate that you want to go to Russia under the new decree because you have issues with your country's ideology. It is a separate visa. Do not travel to Russia now under a private and under a tourist visa. How long is the how long is the visa for? It's for 3 months. So you have to travel to Russia under 3 months. And then the visa for temporary residencies lasts for 3 years. That one expires after 3 years. If you don't learn Russian and become a permanent resident, you have to reapply. You do not renew, you have to reapply. What else? That is pretty much everything that I've covered. As long as in Siberia is never too hot, I would love to live there. You hate the heat. And this is a nice place. It doesn't get too crazy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, and share the videos on this channel. My most recent video is almost I mean, guys have to watch it to get the most up-to-date news, okay? I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you, moderators. I know this one was tough. This was a new experience for all of us. Thank you, guys.